What if we told you that in the near future, you could travel to space? Imagine stepping on a rocket, leaving Earth behind, and floating among the stars. This might sound like something straight out of a science fiction movie, but thanks to one company, it's becoming a reality. In this story, we're going to take you on a journey through the rise of SpaceX, the company that's revolutionizing space travel. And along the way, you'll also be learning English through an exciting and inspiring story that's packed with important vocabulary, phrases, and real-life lessons. So, whether you're dreaming of becoming an astronaut or just fascinated by space, this is the perfect story for you. Stick with us until the end to see how one man's vision could change the way we look at the universe and how we can learn English along the way. Chapter 1: The Vision of Elon Musk, Dreaming of Mars. In the early 2000s, a visionary entrepreneur named Elon Musk set out to change the world. While many were focused on building companies in industries like tech and finance, Musk had his eyes set on something much larger: space. His goal was not just to make rockets, but to make space travel accessible for everyone and to help humanity reach Mars. This bold vision led to the creation of SpaceX, a company that would go on to transform the entire aerospace industry. But Musk's dream was not an easy one to chase. At the time, space travel was incredibly expensive, and the technology was outdated. Most space missions were being led by government agencies, and private companies didn't see much potential in space exploration. However, Musk believed that with the right approach, space could be more than just a distant dream. SpaceX was founded in 2002 with the simple but powerful goal of reducing the cost of space travel. Musk knew that in order to make space travel affordable and sustainable, rockets would need to be reusable. At the time, this idea seemed nearly impossible. Rockets were often discarded after each mission. However, Musk was determined to prove that it could be done. He poured his energy, time, and money into building the first private spacecraft capable of reaching orbit. In the beginning, SpaceX faced countless challenges. The company's early rockets failed, and many people doubted whether Musk's vision would ever come to life. But Elon Musk didn't give up. He continued to push forward, learning from failures and refining his designs. His belief in the power of innovation and technology kept SpaceX moving forward, step by step. This chapter shows that great achievements start with a vision, a dream that seems impossible at first. Elon Musk's determination to reach Mars and make space travel accessible is a reminder that with passion and persistence, even the most ambitious goals can become reality. Chapter 2: Building the Rockets, Challenges and Breakthroughs. Building a rocket is no small feat. In fact, it's one of the most complex and costly endeavors a company can undertake. When Elon Musk founded SpaceX, he knew that creating reusable rockets would be the key to reducing the cost of space travel. But this idea faced enormous challenges. Rockets, traditionally, were one-time use only. After a launch, they were discarded. The idea of reusing them seemed almost impossible. The early days of SpaceX were marked by failure and setbacks. The company's first rocket, the Falcon 1, had several unsuccessful attempts. After the first 3 launches failed to reach orbit, many people began to doubt SpaceX's ability to succeed. Musk had invested a significant amount of his own money, and the pressure was building. However, he refused to quit. He believed that the only way to make progress was to keep trying, learning from each failure. In 2008, after a series of hard lessons, SpaceX achieved a breakthrough. The 4th launch of the Falcon 1 was successful, making SpaceX the first privately funded company to send a rocket into orbit. This success marked a turning point. SpaceX had proven that it was possible to build a reliable, cost-effective rocket. It was a monumental achievement, not only for the company, for the entire space industry. But SpaceX didn't stop there. The company continued to push the boundaries of what was possible. It began developing the Falcon 9, a much larger rocket designed for multiple uses. In 2013, the Falcon 9 successfully completed its first mission to deliver cargo to the International Space Station, ISS, further cementing SpaceX's position as a major player in the space industry. The innovation didn't stop with the rockets themselves. SpaceX also developed a new kind of rocket booster that could return to Earth and land safely for reuse. This chapter teaches us that innovation is not easy. It takes time, persistence, and a willingness to learn from failure. Elon Musk and SpaceX's journey to build reliable, reusable rockets shows that even the most difficult challenges can be overcome with the right vision and determination. Chapter 3: The First Launch, a Leap Toward the Stars. After years of hard work, setbacks, and breakthroughs, SpaceX was ready for its first major milestone, launching a rocket into orbit. The success of the Falcon 1 mission in 2008 was a crucial moment for the company. But the true test would come when SpaceX had to deliver on its bigger ambitions, reaching the International Space Station, ISS, and making space travel more accessible. The first major step toward this goal came in December 2010, when SpaceX launched the Dragon spacecraft atop the Falcon 9 rocket. This mission, called COTS Demo 1, was the first time a privately developed spacecraft had successfully delivered cargo to the ISS. It was a groundbreaking achievement, not just for SpaceX, but for the entire space industry. Until then, only government-funded programs like NASA had been able to send cargo to the ISS. Now, SpaceX had shown that private companies could play a critical role in space exploration. But the journey to this moment wasn't easy. The team at SpaceX worked tirelessly to ensure the Falcon 9 rocket would succeed. There were concerns about the rocket's reliability, the rocket's ability to carry and safely return cargo from space, and the overall pressure of delivering on such a high-profile mission. The success of the mission proved that SpaceX had the ability to deliver, not only on its promises, but also to overcome the technical and financial hurdles that had once seemed impossible. After the successful launch, SpaceX continued to build on its achievements. With each mission, they improved the technology, learned from past mistakes, and refined their designs. The mission was a huge leap forward for the future of space travel, as it demonstrated that commercial space companies could successfully work with government agencies like NASA. This chapter shows us that great accomplishments often require overcoming significant challenges. For SpaceX, the first successful launch was just the beginning. It proved that with determination, creativity, and innovation, even the biggest dreams can take flight. Chapter 4: Revolutionizing Space Travel, the Falcon 9. As SpaceX continued to grow, one of the key innovations that would change the landscape of space travel was the development of the Falcon 9 rocket. Unlike previous rockets, the Falcon 9 was designed with a reusable first stage, which meant that after each launch, the rocket's main booster could return to Earth, land, and be used again. This concept seemed almost revolutionary at the time, as rockets were traditionally discarded after every mission, making space travel extremely expensive. The development of the Falcon 9 began with a vision to reduce the cost of space travel and make it more sustainable. Elon Musk and his team knew that in order to bring down the cost of sending cargo and eventually people into space, they needed to create a rocket that could be reused. In 2015, SpaceX achieved a major milestone by successfully landing the Falcon 9's first stage on land for the first time after a mission. This was the first time a rocket's booster had been successfully recovered, and it sent shockwaves through the space industry. This achievement wasn't just about reusing a rocket. It was a game changer for the economics of space travel. By making rockets reusable, SpaceX drastically reduced the cost of launching spacecraft. What was once a multi-million-dollar venture became more affordable and efficient, opening the door for private companies, countries, and organizations to explore space more freely. The Falcon 9 rocket also became the workhorse of SpaceX, carrying out missions to launch satellites, resupply the ISS, and deliver cargo for both NASA and private companies. With its proven reliability, the Falcon 9 rocket became one of the most trusted and frequently used rockets in the world. This chapter demonstrates how innovation can disrupt entire industries. The Falcon 9 was not just a technological achievement. It was a turning point in the future of space travel. It showed that with the right vision and dedication, SpaceX could make space more accessible and change the way we think about reaching the stars. Chapter 5: SpaceX and NASA, a powerful partnership. In 2014, SpaceX entered a new phase of its journey when it became one of the key partners in NASA's Commercial Crew program. This partnership was pivotal in helping SpaceX achieve its long-term goal of making space travel more accessible, not just for private companies, but also for government space agencies. By working with NASA, SpaceX gained the opportunity to prove that private companies could play an important role in human spaceflight and the exploration of the cosmos. The Dragon spacecraft, initially developed to carry cargo to the International Space Station, ISS, would become the centerpiece of this partnership. With NASA's support, SpaceX worked to modify the Dragon spacecraft to carry astronauts into space. This was a huge step forward for the company. Up until this point, NASA had been the only organization able to send astronauts to the ISS. SpaceX's ability to do so marked a significant shift in space exploration and set the stage for private companies to handle missions that were once reserved for government space agencies. In May 2020, SpaceX made history by successfully launching NASA astronauts Robert Behnken and Douglas Hurley aboard the Crew Dragon spacecraft to the ISS. This was the first time a private company had ever sent astronauts into space, and it was a huge milestone for both SpaceX and the commercial space industry. The launch, called Demo 2, showed the world that private space companies were now capable of handling some of the most critical missions in space exploration. The collaboration with NASA also helped SpaceX refine its technology and gain invaluable experience in human spaceflight. For NASA, partnering with SpaceX reduced costs and allowed the agency to focus its resources on furthering deep space exploration, including missions to the Moon and Mars. This chapter highlights the power of collaboration. The partnership between SpaceX and NASA shows that when public and private sectors work together, they can achieve things that were once thought impossible. Through teamwork, SpaceX not only fulfilled its own mission, but helped NASA continue its exploration of the universe. Chapter 6: The Future of Space Exploration, Going to Mars. SpaceX's ultimate goal has always been ambitious, sending humans to Mars. This vision is not just about reaching the red planet. It's about establishing a sustainable human presence there, ensuring that humanity can thrive beyond Earth. Elon Musk has consistently stated that one of the driving motivations behind SpaceX is the survival of the human species. With threats like climate change, natural disasters, and even potential threats from space, Musk believes that becoming a multiplanetary species is crucial for the future of humanity. To make this dream a reality, SpaceX began working on the Starship spacecraft, designed specifically for interplanetary travel. The Starship is a massive, fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying both crew and cargo to distant destinations like Mars. Unlike previous spacecraft, Starship is designed to be much larger, more powerful, and capable of carrying up to 100 passengers. This makes it not just a vehicle for exploration, but a potential way to establish a permanent human settlement on Mars. However, the challenges are immense. Mars is a harsh and unforgiving environment. The planet's thin atmosphere, extreme temperatures, and lack of resources make it incredibly difficult to sustain life. But SpaceX is confident that with the right technology, it's possible to overcome these challenges. The Starship is designed to be able to produce fuel on Mars itself using local resources, reducing the need to carry everything from Earth. This self-sufficiency is key to building a permanent base on the planet. SpaceX is already conducting test flights of Starship, and while the journey to Mars is still years away, the progress is undeniable. Musk's vision of sending the first crewed mission to Mars in the 2020s is a bold goal, but with each successful test flight and technological breakthrough, it becomes more and more likely. This chapter shows how far-reaching dreams can push innovation. SpaceX's plans for Mars are not just about space travel. They're about the future of humanity. And as they work toward making Mars a reality, they inspire a new generation to think beyond Earth and imagine a future among the stars. Chapter 7: The Impact on the World. SpaceX Beyond Space. SpaceX's achievements have not only revolutionized the space industry, but have also had a profound impact on many other fields. While much of the focus has been on its incredible advances in space travel, the company's innovations are changing the way we think about technology, sustainability, and the future of humanity. One of the most significant contributions SpaceX has made is in the field of sustainable space travel. The development of reusable rockets and spacecraft has dramatically reduced the cost of launching payloads into space, making space more accessible to a wider range of companies and countries. This shift is opening up opportunities for new industries, from space tourism to satellite internet, and is encouraging a wave of innovation that will likely shape the future of space exploration for decades to come. SpaceX's Starlink project is another example of how the company is having a global impact. Starlink aims to provide high-speed internet access to remote and underserved areas around the world through a network of low Earth orbit (LEO) satellites. By using its own rockets to launch these satellites, SpaceX has the potential to bridge the digital divide, allowing people in rural and developing regions to access the internet for the first time. This initiative could transform education, healthcare, business, and more, creating new opportunities for millions of people. In addition to its technological advances, SpaceX has also sparked a cultural shift. The company's success story, driven by Elon Musk's vision, has inspired countless entrepreneurs, engineers, and dreamers to pursue their own ambitious projects. SpaceX has proven that with enough determination, innovation, and a willingness to take risks, even the most audacious goals can be achieved. This chapter highlights how SpaceX's impact goes far beyond the realm of space. The company's work is influencing industries around the world, changing the way we think about technology, sustainability, and the possibilities for the future. SpaceX is not just exploring space, it's shaping the future of our planet and beyond. The end. SpaceX's journey is a testament to the power of vision, perseverance, and innovation. From the early days of doubt and failure to becoming a leader in space exploration, SpaceX has shown us that no dream is too big if you're willing to work relentlessly toward it. Elon Musk's vision of making humanity a multi-planetary species is bold, but his commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible is inspiring. We all face challenges, whether in our careers, personal lives, or dreams. But the story of SpaceX reminds us that setbacks are not the end. They are just stepping stones to greater success. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Just like SpaceX, we can achieve extraordinary things if we hold on to our vision, keep striving for improvement, and never give up. So, let SpaceX's story be a reminder that the impossible is often just the untried. Whether you're chasing a dream in space or building something here on Earth, remember that every great achievement starts with a single step, followed by countless hours of hard work, determination, and belief in yourself. Keep reaching for the stars, because with passion, dedication, and a willingness to dream big, you can make the impossible possible. The future is yours to create.